What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to be talking about the X-Men 97 cabinet from Arcade1up. Was this thing a win or total loss? Let's get into it. Okay, so if you are an Arcade1up fan or just a home arcade enthusiast, and maybe you've been living under a rock, this is the cabinet that we're talking about today. It is the X-Men 97 branded Marvel vs. Capcom 2 cabinet. Okay, so there's a lot going on there. Let's break it down. So basically, they took the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 PCB out of the risered cabinet and put it into what's basically the Mortal Kombat 2 shaped cabinet, and they just they did a 6-button layout on the control panel, gave it some new graphics, tied it directly into a TV show that hadn't really been out yet, and here we go. Oh man, recipe for disaster? Maybe. Basically, on the Arcade1up side of things, there has been nothing. It's been a desert. It's been an apocalyptic wasteland as far as new titles, and this was technically nothing new. Same games list, same PCB, slightly different shape. Like I said, not even arcade focused, cartoon focused, Disney cartoon focused. I say Disney because the track record for Disney has, well, not been that good. Now, you are in the nostalgia business if you are Arcade1up. You are just living on nostalgia, leaning on it heavily. Disney's doing the exact same thing with this X-Men 97 cartoon. A lot riding on it. You're leaning on nostalgia. You're also leaning on those old school fans to come back and check out what you're doing, how you're continuing the story. Are you going to honor it? Are you going to just desecrate it? Well, that wasn't really clear because you see, Disney has really had a rough history as of late. In my opinion, yours may be different, but they've somehow found ways to just destroy Star Wars, Indiana Jones, and Marvel. Wow, it's kind of like when Tommy Boy, that scene in Tommy Boy where he was like Jojo, the idiot monkey boy. He just got a new pet, and he loved his pet, but the pet was naughty, and he just destroyed it. Kind of what Disney's been doing. Wild to think about. So I had, like I said, a lot of reservations for this cabinet, because if the show was a dud, you basically, man, you're like, if you're really wanting a Marvel vs. Capcom 2 Deluxe, you're saddled with this stupid side art. Now I got to buy this thing. At $4.99 was the pre-order price, but it's probably going to jump to $5.99 after the pre-order sale is done. And it's just, man, it's just a bad deal for everybody. But to my surprise, the show, at least the reviews, are actually overwhelmingly positive. And I'm not just talking about the corporate suck-ups that are just waiting for Disney to come out with something so they can kiss the ring and be invited to the next premiere, or maybe get the advanced screenings of whatever they're doing next. I'm talking about the Disney haters. Friends of mine that just don't like what Disney has done, they're digging the show. But the thing that really drove this point home is when my brother called me yesterday. Now, he's not into this, doesn't watch all this. He's not into the scene. He's not trying to, pick apart everything that Disney does. He just likes what he likes, and he, doesn't like what he doesn't like, and he moves on with his life. He's got more important things to do. He called me yesterday, and he was just giving this show praise. Now, we're both in our 40s. We watched the show in the 90s, and he was really digging the show, and he was excited about it. Couldn't get on into all the spoilers because I haven't seen it yet, because I'm waiting for the whole thing to come out. Binge watch it, call it a day. But somebody who I would consider to be really passionate about the original source material is digging what they're doing now, acknowledging some of the changes, but overall digging it. So, wow, okay, so Disney's doing something. Now we have a show that is continuing to be beloved from the 90s on to now. It's being honored, as far as I can tell. Once again, I haven't seen it, so I'm going by other people's reviews, and of course, my brother's very, very wise counsel. And then you have the fact that the games themselves on the cabinet, minus that horrible online experience, are pretty solid offline. And this is a deluxe form factor. I personally wanted the XL form factor. Many of you have wanted them to go XL. But since I've given up all hope, I've abandoned all notions that Arcade1up is going to pursue the XL line anymore. This may be the best that you can get. And if 3/4 is where they live, I do think that Deluxe is really the way to go. Riser versus non-riser, that debate will rage on forever. But you're sort of saddled and stuck with this side art, and the total lack of Marvel vs. Capcom 2 branding on the cabinet. I mean, when you walk up to the machine and you don't know what it is, you're seeing it for the first time, you have no idea what game you're going to be able to play. And you would be forgiven if you thought that it was going to be the Konami game from, the 90s, because the X-Men branding is so prominent, and the X-Men, actual word X-Men with the yellow font, looks just like that Konami game from back in the day. And now that the pre-order time has expired, I was curious if the price was going to increase to $5.99, but it has not. It still remains at $4.99. So keep your eyes peeled. Maybe this thing can drop down to like $3.99 or $4.49, and then you can afford to maybe, I don't know, swap out that marquee with something that says Marvel vs. Capcom 2. So, pluses, minuses, twists and turns, the drama not really being that dramatic. Is this a win or a loss? Well, I think you can kind of tell where I'm going with it. And listen, don't trust me. I've been having a ball bashing Arcade1up because I've been so disappointed in what they've been putting out. And initially, like I said, I was pretty lukewarm about this. But all things considered, it's not a clear cut. This is not a KO. This is near a split decision. But I think this actually turns out to be a win for Arcade1up. So I guess congratulations. But maybe next time, let's go for that knockout. Let's go for that clear-cut win. Let's maybe try a new game. Something that people have really been salivating for. Smash TV, anyone? Hello? Just, give us what we want. But listen, those are just my opinions. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments section below. Is this a win? Is this a loss? Do you just not care? Are you surprised with the way that things kind of turned out? Are you surprised that I'm actually calling it a win? Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe you're crazy. Maybe we're all just a little bit crazy. Anyway, thank you so much for stopping by and checking out the channel. You have a blessed day, and I'll see all of you next time.